Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel, A Fellow Engineer, where today's project will be an Arduino project for controlling a servo motor. So here is a video of the end result on what we are trying to achieve. So we're going to be using capacitors, a potentiometer, and our servo motor. The potentiometer will be used to adjust the servo motor and control it for its 180 degree rotational span. So as you see, I'm rotating the potentiometer at various positions. Now let's get into the list of components. So the list of the components is very minimal. We're going to be needing the Arduino Uno and breadboard, potentiometer, 200 microfarad capacitors, our servo motor, and some male-to-male wires. Now let's get into the assembly portion of this project. So let's just start by providing power to the breadboard from the Arduino Uno. So we're going to be connecting the 5 volts to the power column on the breadboard, along with connecting the ground to the ground column on the breadboard. We're also going to be connecting the potentiometer to some of the ports. So the potentiometer, one end will be connected to ground and the other end being connected to the positive. The capacitor will be connected between these, where the arrow is going to be leading towards the positive. The middle pin on the potentiometer will be directed to the analog pin 0 on the Arduino Uno, and this will be used for reading the position of the potentiometer to determine what resistance is being adjusted. So we got the positive and ground being connected right there, and the last step being the connection with the analog pin to A0. Just taking a little bit to kind of find the proper wiring and then assemble it without being in a hurry at all. And the next step will be to control the servo motor. So the servo motor will require all the pins to be connected initially on the breadboard. The black wire will be connected to ground, the red wire being connected to the 5 volt column on the breadboard. The other 100 microfarad capacitor will be connected to both the positive and the negative columns on the servo for the servo motor. And lastly, the white wire, which will be kind of like the reading portion of the servo motor, will be connected to digital pin number 9 on the Arduino Uno. So as simple as that, that is the wiring process for this controlling servo motor project. Fairly simple and straightforward. Alright, lastly we are going to run through the code. So for starters, we're going to import the library. So to use the servo library, you'll first need to import the servo file, and this makes the additions from the library available to your sketch. So we're going to do include, and then in the less than and greater than symbol, we're going to do servo.h. We're going to create the servo object by doing servo, and we're going to assign it a variable of myServo. Next, we're going to do some variable declaration with a constant integer of the potentiometer pin being assigned the analog pin 0. We're also going to do a potentiometer value as well as an integer of the angle that we're going to be displaying and positioning the servo motor at. In the void setup, we're going to call my variable the myServo, and it's going to be attached to pin 9. That is when we attach the white wire on the servo motor to digital pin 9, which is going to be the pin that it reads the input from the potentiometer. And we're also going to do serial begin 9D600. So in the void loop, we're going to assign the potentiometer value, and we're going to read it from the potentiometer pin, and we're going to have the potentiometer value basically reading what our input is from the potentiometer, and that is the input. And I didn't show it in the video, but you're able to have the values being displayed on the serial monitor if you like. In the code I have it structured like that, but it's more for a visual. So we're going to do serial print, and the potentiometer value will be displayed. and then after that we'll do serial.print again and just assign the variable. So we'll print out what the potentiometer value is being read. We're going to do the same thing with angle, but we're going to map it where the voltage ranges from 0 to 1023. And we're going to map it to be in correlation with 0 to 179, being the range the potentiometer the range the servo motor can be rotated at. And we're going to still print out the angle along with the value of the angle it is being projected at. Lastly, we're going to do my servo and write the angle. So it's going to be controlling the angle and be adjusted based on the potentiometer's control. And at the end of each loop, we're going to delay it 15 milliseconds just to give it some time to be controlled and adjusted for the new position. So that's pretty straightforward with the code for the controlling servo project. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let's run through another quick little video of this project and how we achieved the control of the servo. Make sure to like again, and have a great day, everyone.